right, everybody, welcome back. Another episode, Eggin with Coalway. We're out here in sunny, beautiful Northeast Ohio. It's 70 degrees. The birds are chirping. We got the eggs fired up. Today, we're doing pork belly burn-ins. Let's get it. We got a nice big slab of pork belly here. Got it from a local butcher. Cut it up into strips and then cut it into cubes. We want them to be about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. They're gonna shrink down quite a bit when we do them on the egg. So we'll go ahead and start cutting these strips. And then what you'll wanna do is once you have that strip, I'm gonna take it long ways and then we're just gonna cut some cubes. And that's about what we're looking for. That might be a little big, but about that size or smaller, you should be good to go. All right, guys, all the pork is cut up into these cubes. We have a mountain of pork here. This is crazy. This was a big piece of pork. We're gonna get it all into a foil pan, one of these hotel pans. Today we're using the Heath Riles sweet barbecue rub. Awesome on pork. Got a nice sweet flavor, and that's what we're looking for pork belly burn-ins. We'll get all this in here and we'll start seasoning it up. All right, since we have so much pork, I'm gonna kind of do some layers here. I'm gonna season up this first layer, get a good coating on it, and then I'll put some more in. I wanna make sure all the pieces are all coated. All right, guys, don't be scared to use a lot of rub on these. They can take a lot of rub and still be fine. So I use a pretty generous amount. We're gonna go ahead, get these over on the egg. Got the egg at 275, an indirect setup. I'll show you what we're doing. All right. As I said, we got indirect ConvEGGtor in. Good idea to use one of these drip pans, these aluminum drip pans. These are gonna produce a lot of grease, so definitely wanna make sure that we're not getting any flare-ups on top of the ConvEGGtor, and it's just gonna make a big mess if you don't have one. We're gonna fill up the grate. If it doesn't all fit, thankfully we have the expander. We'll use the multi-tier, we'll put that on there. All the pork is on. We're gonna go ahead and let this go for about 2 hours or so. Looking for 160 internal, and then we're gonna put it in the foil, get it wrapped up with some brown sugar and butter and sauce. These are gonna be tasty. Pork's been on about 1 hour and 45 minutes or so. It's starting to look pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and get a temp on it. Got my Big Green Egg instant read thermometer. All right. Those are temping about 170, so we'll go ahead and get these pulled off. We'll get them in a pan, and then I'll show you the rest of the ingredients that we're gonna put in it. Guys, we got this pork belly all pulled off back into our foil pan. I got 2 sticks of butter, I got some brown sugar, and today we're using the Backporch BBQ sauce. This is a local product. If you come down to Coalway, they've got plenty of this in stock. This is really tasty, especially for pork. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna start by getting this butter cut up into little pads, and then just kind of throw it all over the pan in different spots so that as it melts, it's gonna try to kind of coat everything. Put all of this all over the pork. I don't measure out the brown sugar, I just kind of sprinkle until it feels right. You do the same. Got all the butter in there, so we're gonna come back with this brown sugar, and it's gonna end up being a couple of tablespoons. Just sprinkle it all over. And as the butter melts, the sauce kind of caramelizes, it'll all sort of mix together, and then we'll give it kind of a final stir whenever we're done so that all the pieces are coated in this. And we're gonna do our sauce. Try to keep it somewhat even all the way across. We'll probably use this entire bottle of sauce. This is a lot of pork. So we got everything in there. We'll cover it in foil and get it back on the egg. I'm gonna bring it up to about 200 degrees internal, and they'll just be able to kind of fall apart, and they'll be nice and sticky like pork candy. All right, get it on the egg. This will be about another 30 minutes to kind of tenderize that pork, and it'll be ready to go. We're gonna check on the pork. So peel back the foil, we'll have a look, get a temp on it, see how we're doing. I can tell just by looking, this is probably gonna be done. At least the temp where we want it. Yep, that one's right at 200, 199, 203. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna leave it open for about another 5 to 10 minutes, kind of let that sauce set up with it open. We'll check on the pork here. It's been on for about another 10 minutes. You see the sauce is kind of starting to caramelize all over the top. These are ready to take them off and let them rest, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll let these rest for about 15 to 20 minutes so they can cool down, and then we'll try them. All right guys, the pork has rested. It is looking really, really good. Again, just wanted to shout out Backporch BBQ from Apple Creek, Ohio. Really, really good sauce. Heath Riles doing the sweet barbecue rub. He's got a ton of different rubs. This one's awesome on pork. Come to Coalway, check out their full line sauces and seasonings. Give this stuff a try. But what we're gonna try now is one of these pork belly burn-ins. I am excited because this stuff looks amazing. We're gonna go and get a bite. Man, that took on such a good smoke flavor from that oak and hickory charcoal. Nice sweet versus savory with the rub and the sauce that we used. Wow. I can't say enough good things about that. That is really, really delicious. Check out this recipe on Big Green Egg's website. EGGspander has a very similar one, grilling with dad on his website. The classic pork belly burn-ins. Man, these are really, really good. Speaking of EGGspander, you want to come out and see him live, want to come check out some awesome Big Green Eggs and have a good time. We're going to be at the Coalway Egg Fest, April 29th, that's next week. We're going to be doing demos all day. We're going to have chefs underneath the tent cooking samples all day for everybody. There's going to be a competition. You want to come and check that out. We're going to be out there all day at Mount Hope. So we're wrapping up today, but we'll catch you at the next one.